God's least favorite streamer is anybody who tries to carbon copy another big streamer. That's my bet.
Papa Meat channel. Come on in and sit down because today we're going to be talking about the food VTuber epidemic.
Just go to Hot Topic with a sourdough roll and you'll get a goth picture. You will.
The streaming world has evolved quite a bit in the last decade or so. For most streamers, the goal is to showcase an authentic personality by putting their face on their content. Is that what you think of when you think of streamers?
Well, you want to seem like, I'm normal guy. I'm a normal girl, big boobies.
And the chat's like... look at oh humble me. But over time, however, tubing has morphed the streaming landscape drastically. Today, many people use elaborate avatars and play up their own original characters. However, not all VTubers are confined to the brightly saturated characters with fat, swinging, big...
Jesus Christ. Wow, what a frame to pause on. I remember during COVID, I got introduced to VTubers and oh my god, I fell deep into that rabbit hole. Deep. More than I can care to admit. I know who the streamer is, by the way, but I'm not going to tell you guys for your sake. But oh my god, VTubers took over the world during COVID.
Anime. No. VTubers are no longer anime girls, Nick. They're much more. In fact, it appears we're now entering a brand new era of VTubing, a bizarre trend where streamers take the form of anthropomorphic foods, mostly just from the burnt peanut. We're seeing this thing right now. With one man's success, it has altered the landscape of media, which is not a new
We all love the burnt peanut, by the way. I love this guy.
Mr. Beast has changed the way that people interact with content now. That fucking, what's that one guy? Brent Rivera? Have you seen that motherfucker? Oh my god. It's the exact same thing. The cuts, the cues, the text, everything is identical to that Mr. Beast format, but that's just because
I've never watched Brent Rivera before. The only thing I ever know about this guy at all, this is the one thing that I know about him. He got into trouble because he got caught copying a guy's video in Japan where they were doing a video on Japanese sleeping capsules. And Brent went to Japan. And if you looked at the thumbnails that he made, it was literally just copy and paste his face. The video format was allegedly the same. The thumbnail was the same. The title was the same. And I want to also say the places that they went to test these sleeping capsules was also the same. Don't quote me on that, but in general, I know that he blatantly plagiarized someone else's video. And somebody check this for me. That he got more views than the original poster because he was just that much bigger. That was probably... That sucks a lot.
People want to follow success. And I think people associate the food VTube thing as like, that's what people want to see.
It's funny, it's cute.
But people don't realize the personality comes with it. You have to be quick-witted. You have to have charisma, right?
People were comparing it to the annoying orange. It's like reverting back.
Oh my god. Wait, he brings up such a good point though. Sorry, I paused again within like 30 seconds. But wait, hear me out. I love the burnt peanut. Whether you guys watch the burnt peanut or not, that's not the point. Whenever I scroll on TikTok and I was on like the Arc Raiders side of TikTok, dude, TikTok would recommend you streamers, right? Like people that are alive. I would see a rock, a tomato, a grasshopper, a brick. And as I'm scrolling through all of these guys, I had the same thought every single time. The success is not from the character you put on. It's literally how entertaining you are. Like, what I mean by that is the burnt peanut didn't find his success because he decided to roleplay as a peanut. People found him. They're like, oh shit, it's a peanut. But he had the personality, you know what I mean? To make them laugh and stay. The burnt peanut could literally take off the peanut thing tomorrow and go live with his face and body. Pretty much the same. Because his personality is there. And then there's a random anime girl. I don't know what it is. This is the same thing with VTubers, by the way. You like people spend, apparently VTubers cost a lot of money. $5,000 to $10,000 on some huge quadruple XL big titted anime girl, and they're like, this is my way of finding success. And I'm like, if I'm being generous, I can say that having big tits on an anime girl while you're streaming probably gets a lot of people into the door, but you need to be entertaining enough to keep them there. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. There are many people out there in the world that love tits, but honest to God, that's not enough to make them stay.
Like totally irrelevant.
No, that's the success.
That's the successful key. Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about this new trend, but we're also going to talk about how it's led to possibly the worst streamer in modern history, and it's quite the ride. So buckle up. The catalyst for this epidemic of food tubers is a well-known Twitch streamer that you've all probably heard about, the Burnt Peanut. I think he really blew up with Arc Raiders. I had a buddy that watched them all out when he did. I think he was an Escape from Tarkov guy back in the day. But anyways, funny guy, quick-witted.
The Burnt Peanut had to start in Tarkov.
You have to have that. I don't know if there's many Twitch streamers that do very well. I know people say that players are bad. I feel like you have to be actually pretty competent at games to make it like watchable. Like when if I stream something, like a game, oh my God, God forbid.
Yeah, you get grilled.
Horrible, tortured. I mean, people don't want to, and people are backseat gaming the whole time. You have to follow somebody that feels competent at the game. They're quick-witted, they're funny, they're likable, all those things. Like it's a very rare thing to have, I feel like. And over the last 2 years, the Burnt Peanut has risen to unfathomable fame. Every time I see that motherfucker on Twitch, it's like 60 to 70,000 people watching. It's pretty insane.
I think he's botting. Everybody on Twitch bots.
That's also cope though, isn't it? He's botting. Yeah. It's like, fuck off. Yeah. I see clips of him all the time. He's botting. Yeah, right. It wasn't until 2024, however, that he began gaining a large following after clips of his Tarkov streams went viral on TikTok.
Are you fucking serious right now? Are you serious?
People were initially drawn to upbeat personality, the unique presentation, and the small details like his character's rotations of fun costumes. Which I will say, this does show, and it's a good example, of you just have to put in a little bit of effort to stand out. If you're already called a Burnt Peanut, it makes sense that like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be a peanut avatar because what the fuck else am I gonna be? But then it's like, oh, what if I just gave him different clothes? And then you just use a stream deck or whatever. And there it is. And people are like, oh my God! But that's just because the whole landscape is so...
And then you make it interactive so the chat can interact.
Not inspired. That was like a deal back in the day when I first saw Dr. Disrespect streams. You'd see all those transitions and shit, and you're like, the production level...
If we put aside the fact that Dr. Disrespect thought there was nothing wrong with talking with a minor when he was at TwitchCon, I will say back in the day, this guy was unstoppable on Twitch. I can't think of anybody before Dr. Disrespect who had like the crazy transitions and the crazy background with like the Lamborghini in the background and this guy putting on a character and these sunglasses and the big ass wig being this super macho guy, right? His stream was peak production value back when he was at like the apex of his career. Dr. Disrespect stream was fucking peak. His content wasn't for me, but even then, his stuff found his way onto my recommended page. That's how I knew this guy had a good stream. And then he decided to cheat on his wife and talk to minors, and now we just don't care anymore. But one of the VTubers I watched put it perfectly. You have to like streaming before you can even think about getting into VTubing. Streaming, I think, is one of like those careers where it's like you need to genuinely like what you're doing if you even want to think about making this anything bigger than that. There's nothing wrong with streaming as a hobby every now and then. Like you have a couple of random viewers, you got a little Discord group going, and you say, you know what, I'm going to stream every now and then when I want to play a game or whatever. That's fine. But you need to enjoy streaming before you even think about taking it a step further. It honestly makes sense when you say with VTubing too. You might as well just enjoy streaming by yourself without any major financial investment before you even think about buying this tens of thousands of dollars expensive anime girl model. It's like that one friend that tells you that they want to get into a hobby and they spend like $500 buying the best equipment, and you just stare at them and you're like, bro, You could have just done the same shit with the stuff that you have at home, but they want the name brand, right?
This is crazy. I mean, a lot of people can do that. It's just a matter of, do you have the gumption? Yeah. Do you have the creative will? If I was watching this, I would want to see this. You know what I mean?
I want to see the burnt peanut sitting on a beanbag chair with the Xbox controller and Cheetos, you know, because he switches out the background and stuff. So I think that's exciting for...
Sorry, I don't know why, but I had a panic attack while you're talking. But to be fair, though, the large part of the Twitch landscape or streaming landscape is, how do I say this in a nice way? It's like people that aren't the most social, that are just good at games. And, you know, they have a quirky thing where they look at the camera and they'll be like, hey, hog. Yo.
Holy shit, this is going to be such a long YouTube video. I should probably get back into playing ZZZ because I like the comment. But hear me out real quick. Hear me out one more time. There is nothing wrong with being a socially awkward kid that starts streaming. Because I understand that a lot of people, at least the ones that I watch, they say like, oh, when I first started streaming, I was like socially awkward. I didn't have a lot of friends and I wanted friends. So I just started streaming my games online. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if your goal is to be like a genuinely funny as fuck top streamer, two things have to happen. One, you need to either have the charisma or get good enough or get the charisma, right? And two, you need to have no sense of shame. Because think about it. If you think about the burnt peanut, he's sitting in his room, right? And he's doing all this crazy stuff going, are you serious? What the fuck? Holy shit, bounce on it. If you think about it, think about the concept. Bro is sitting in his room by himself, playing a video game, screaming at the top of his lungs, jumping in his chair up and down, screaming, bounce on it crazy style. I think to any non-chronically online person, they're gonna see that stuff and say, that is weird. But to people like us, who are chronically online, we see that shit and we're like, that's funny as fuck. But somebody needs to have the lack of shame before they can even think about doing something like that. Jinxie has no sense of shame. The burnt peanut has no sense of shame. XQC doesn't have a sense of shame. Bro will desk slam his feet against the desk without a second thought.
Oh, that guy just got owned.
Coming through. Turn over and you leave.
Hey, Crystal Scepter, thank you so much for the 2 months, man. That's one thing that I found too. The bro culture on Twitch is insane. I didn't expect it. I think it's just mostly Call of Duty and that kind of thing, but it's always like, yo, okay, I'm dropping in. And I'm sitting there, I'm like watching it on like my break at work. I'm like, I wish that was me. This video is sponsored by Fume, the leaders in flavored air. Fume is the flavored air device designed to help people then go back to bad to peak stardom. And with this rapid growth came a higher production budget and tons of collaborations with other known streamers. This is not without pushback, however, as people across the internet think both the burnt peanut and his fan base are insufferable. People post videos of fans laughing, clapping their hands and feet to what looks like brain rot screaming content, which I want to interject here as well. That shit, you get popular enough, you're gonna get hate. You know what I mean? The motherfucker
that is true.
Peanut VTuber playing Arc Raiders. If you're like, making fun of that, it's just a thing.
I always tell myself this. If Mr. Beast can get hate for building wells in Africa, you might as well do whatever the fuck you want to do. I understand that Mr. Beast is not the fucking saint that he used to be, or people are trying to make you realize that he's not like the perfect God-sent angel that he is. But he has done good things. Like, he has built homes for people, and he has built wells in Africa that he did prove to this day still work. Like, that is some good stuff that he did. I remember people got mad at him because he built wells in Africa. If he can do something like that and get hate for it, if you want to scream and be crazy while playing a video game, that is genuinely the least of your worries. Just let him hate. Who cares? Just don't say the N-word.
Where it's just
don't talk to minors.
I don't fucking like that anymore, actually. that's fucking stupid. And yeah, is there like some cringe comments? What the fuck? He says goop. Look at me goop. Whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? But that's the thing though, is it becomes an easy target because it's just, he's very well known. So I get to make my little content making fun of things. And there you go. Some adult fans even record themselves in tears on the floor as they react to his streams. I don't think I've ever had that, luckily. I don't think my fan base has ever been that dedicated where some guy's like, oh my God. Other Peanut fans hail him as a god and are extremely parasocial with him. And if you look at any comment section, even related to him, you'll find comments saying that he is the light in a dark world or that he needs to be on every TV in America, which he has dedicated fans. What the fuck? You can say that with any rabid fan base. Look at any fan base. The problem is when a fan base becomes rabid, they become insufferable. To people who aren't into that fandom, that's why you get like the Has-Been Hotel. People hate those fans, or like Amazing Digital Circus, all that kind of shit. Rick and Morty. It's just, it comes with the territory of being a huge like IP or star.
People just, they get rabid.
People get rabid, they get excited, they can't help it. Essentially, people treat the Burnt Peanuts audience like the classic millennial cringe, quirky chungus, spouting random like, oh, that's epic, goop, all that kind of stuff, and people associate that.
Didn't he say the N-word to Burnt Peanut? I don't think so.
Started a trend of people making videos.
I'm not the most dedicated viewer, but I did watch him for a little bit.
Themselves and farting as they rock back and forth in pure bliss, which I will say I found a couple of my videos in those, and it's funny.
Really?
Yeah. Usually it's people, it's like their feet on the desk and they're like all curled up like this and like, and they clap their feet, and there's like a monitor with like 7 things going, and I've seen my videos on there, and I'm like, hell yeah. If one of my viewers is at home drooling in a spit bib right now, dude, praise the Lord. I'm talking about, hey, he has risen. But for people who think that the Burnt Peanut is the most annoying, like, oh my God, it's the fan base, it's so annoying, you probably should check out the competition of people that are copying him. Because the Burnt Peanut has seen massive success streaming in this style, it has inspired a whole new wave of copycats who try to treat his content as a formula for success. And if you scroll through TikTok or Instagram Reels, you are bound to find clips of people streaming as assorted food items and objects. After all, it's a very easy thing to set up with tons of YouTube tutorials instructing people how to mimic this recipe for success. You just gotta be food! Nick, what food would I...
There is a formula to the Burnt Peanut success, but I can guarantee you 95% of the formula does not involve nor focus around you being a food character online. He just has charisma and he puts effort into a stream. It's literally more than just I play video game. If he does something in a video game, he pushes a button and it shows this little animation, right, of him like celebrating. Or if something happens on stream, he pushes a button and something happens. He puts more production value into his stream. He just happens to be a peanut while he does it. I know that nowadays, like people say that our generation is actually the first generation in like human history to be dumber than the previous one because of like AI or whatever. But there's no way people genuinely think where they're like, oh shit, I want to make it as a streamer. All I have to do is be a piece of food and then just play a video game for 9 hours a day. There's no way you think that you can just sit there in silence, role-playing as a piece of bacon, thinking that that's going to be your ticket to success. There's no way. There's people out there who genuinely think that, right? Bro, you need to be funny. Be charismatic.
Cheeseburger.
Editor, put me as a cheeseburger now. I'm a cheeseburger. What's my thing? You know how he says goop, gloop, or whatever. What's mine?
Cheese. Just say cheese.
Oh, I got my delicious cheese. I'm going to get a triple stack burger on my cheese.
Yeah, there are definitely people that think like that. Maybe I am too hopeful for the humanity.
Whoa, too many patties. Yes! People, oh my God! For those who are even lazier, you can purchase the models online. And in fact, there's
$80 to be a tissue box?
been a massive boom in VTuber modeling community.
Oh my God, oh my God, we are so screwed.
3D modeling portfolios into literal grocery stores. Accounts like the Prime Butter, the Sweaty Tomato, and the Casual Turnip are prime examples. However, there's definitely a reduction in both stream quality and just general personality because people find out that it's like there's just not a whole lot behind the personality that
told you.
People
called it
across these channels often call them out for copying the Burnt Peanuts formula, which is why nearly every one of these accounts has a video defending themselves and describing how their origin story is different, which I love. There's nothing I love. Dude, that's how I came up with the turnip. Okay? Why can't you just be like, yeah, I just like him. I want to do a food thing too. Why is that so bad?
Because nobody wants to seem like they're copying someone, even though they blatantly are.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be original.
Yeah. Well, dude, I actually was, well, it's a weird timing because I'm the burnt almond.
The only thing that's original is going to be your personality, so you might as well get good at showing off every aspect of it, right? If you have a bad personality, well, that's genuinely a skill issue, dude.
Just like a weird coincidence that we kind of are just both nuts.
Not gonna lie, those avatars look like freak me out. They freak me out because they look bad.
To say there's something wrong
like that.
with mimicking the format, but it's very clear that the thing selling burnt peanut streams the most is high energy and personality. It's not his fucking VTuber thing, dude, all right? For those who are able to put on a good stream, the format definitely can work well. But this is all boiling down to one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video today, which is talking about one of the worst things. I mean, one of the worst things that happened to the internet, I feel like, as of lately. I mean, is that too much to say? It seems so. I mean, it's pretty horrible. I fucking can't stand it. I mean, if I'm being honest. If you've been terminally online on the internet recently, you undoubtedly heard of a VTuber known as the Faithful Sheriff. And if you don't know who the Faithful Sheriff is, God bless you, because this is the accumulation of the worst part of a copycat. If you wanted to be a fucking turnip or a tomato, or even if you want to be like, I'm an almond, I don't give a fuck, like, do that. This version of the copycat, this is a parasite. This is a person that needs to be plucked off it and spit out. Bye-bye. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the man is blatantly mimicking the burnt peanut model. But we've already been getting ahead of ourselves because there's so much to unpack about the man behind the shell. Before the Faithful Sheriff, this creator went by Dr. Witnesser. He was certainly not known for his originality.
Dr. Witnesser. Why does this guy sound like a Jehovah's Witness? Dr. Witnesser. You've heard of the burnt peanut before because of the controversy showed up on your YouTube and you just have to watch it as background noise? Well, what's the controversy? Him viewbotting? I know he got accused of viewbotting.
Even this was heavily inspired by another creator, Dr. Disrespect, who we talked about earlier.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little fatigued.
To warm you up to this kind of person, Dr. Witnesser's whole shtick was that, as a devout Christian, he would enter Fortnite games and aggressively push his teachings to those he is playing with.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. You can't do that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this can only go terribly.
Before we even get into all this shit too, I just want to say, your beliefs are your own. Whatever you want to believe, you can believe it. If people are asking you questions, I don't see a problem with being like, hey, this is what I believe, blah, blah, blah. Your belief is your own, right? That is our right as Americans in this goddamn country. Rock, flag, and eagle, right, Nick?
Oh, yeah.
But being a guy going on Fortnite and trying to like convert people, it has to be the most opposite way of introducing people to your ideals.
I go into Fortnite and teach people the Bible.
This mouth.
Okay, Robert, you're like 8.
Like, it's just so creepy to me. The reason I say creepy is that there has been clips of him talking to children or even young adults in some weird way, and the way that he approaches this is he's always just like, you got a microphone? And people who are just playing, yeah. Do you believe in God? What are we doing? Why are we going here? You know what I mean?
What's your name?
My name, Quiz.
Brother, oh my, dude. Every single hair on my body just stood up. Why are you trying to sound like a child?
Hey, do you know who Jesus is?
As you would expect, many people did not take kindly to this and clowned on him in-game. No matter how bad the clips made him look, he'd still
Oh my god. Wait, this guy's TikTok 600k, 400k, 600k, 300k, 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 200k. This guy is getting views. Someone in a different chat got preached to by this guy and they posted them on their YouTube or whatever. Oh, I am so sorry for that person. They are a victim. Holy shit.
post him and he'd gain tons of views for it. Even when it makes you look bad, he knows it gets him engagement. And I think he's hiding behind the fact that he's like, oh, this is all for religious shit and not just money. And it's so blatantly obvious that it's just money grabbing bullshit where it's like, well, I'm just spreading the good word, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off, dude. That's not it. It's you rage baiting people into getting clicks and shit, and then just using different successful archetypes to like rage bait people. It's the fucking word. Like, I pisses me off so much, actually. And in many of these clips, you see him getting ruthlessly trolled by adult players, only for him to utterly fail to steer the conversation into a serious discussion about God.
I should probably tell you what I do.
Are you a hitman?
I got a particular set of skills.
Male on male porn guy?
No, I have a particular set of skills.
Taking it without flinching.
It feels like a bit. Like, it's kind of like not in levels of Nick.
Dude. Oh, whatever.
It's like I'm presenting this persona and I have all this kind of like crazy shit. I'm sure at a point he did start off doing this, but then he realized like, oh, I'm making a lot more money by rage baiting. So that, and I just don't think that the man is quick-witted enough or smart enough to like actually have interesting exchanges with people. So then it just divulges to, wow, really? Really? Okay, so I guess that's it. Wow. Okay.
And I'm on 30 FPS. What the fuck?
Bro, let's watch the F-bombs here.
Even when people try to genuinely tell him that they're not interested, he'd often force the conversation throughout the game in an incredibly anti-social way. And at times, the constant rejections from normal adults trying to play a video game would get to him. In one video, a man
Dr. Witnesser bringing the
from China tells him to knock it off, only for him to start whining about how he's trying to stop his freedom of speech.
Oh, you want to stop my freedom of speech and expression? Okay, gotcha. I didn't know you were that oppressive. My bad.
Fuck off.
Oh, piss off, man.
It makes me...
You want to know something crazy that I heard a couple of years ago? You want to know? Somebody said we were actually talking about religion, I think, but I think the conversation in general was about like having some sort of belief, which could be about anything. Having a strong belief in something is like having a really nice dick. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Having a strong belief that you are proud of is like having a very nice dick. But that doesn't give you the right to shove it down people's throats. Does that make sense? Stay with me now. Stay with me. Being proud of something that you believe in and wearing it on your chest because you are proud is like having a really nice dick. Yeah, be proud that you have it. But that doesn't give you the right to shove it in people's faces. God, dude, I really hope that made sense. God. It makes sense to me. Anyway, okay.
Sick to my stomach.
Holy shit.
As it is to point and laugh at an overbearing Fortnite preacher, this man is very often having these conversations with incredibly young and impressionable children. In one diabolical clip, Dr. Witnesser gets into a game with what sounds like a 4-year-old child that can hardly articulate his words.
Know how much an Xbox cost?
No.
It costs $400.
Do you know how much the life of Jesus costs?
Even after hearing the boy talk about how he just got a brand new toy from Walmart, he gladly starts going into some spiel as if he's capable of retaining the information.
Does it make sense? Okay, yes it did. That's all that matters.
You don't believe in God? Oh no! That kind of thing. That's not going to have a lasting impact on this child. You realize that you're a bad person, right? Your mom and dad are going to hell.
Some people think that's what you need to instill in children.
Well, I disagree. Obviously, these are maybe conversations of religion and stuff maybe you want to have with your parents or peers or I don't know, whatever, right? Dr. Witnesser believes he's doing the Lord's work, however, and this somehow extends to him straight up ruining Santa for one.
God sacrificed his one and only son, Jesus Christ, so that people like him could load into Fortnite lobbies and talk to 4-year-olds about the gospel. God, dude, we are so far gone as a species.
Child.
I don't mind what you do, but telling the kid that Santa isn't real is messed up. Santa and Christmas is pagan idolatry. Okay.
Who gives a shit? Let the kid believe in Santa Claus. What the fuck?
If there's a kid who asks me if Santa's real or not, I'm going to tell him the truth. I'm not
And you are an asshole for that, buddy. Why? Who made you the prime spokesperson of the Lord? Just let the kid have fun. The kid is 9. This is the youngest he will ever be. Let the kid enjoy Christmas time.
Not going to lie.
God. The kid's like, hey, I can't wait for Christmas.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, what a
Santa's not real,
pretentious
it's
asshole,
pagan
bro.
Religion, it's adultery, right? You knew that, right? Stupid fucking kid. It feels that aggressive to me.
That feels like high school or me.
Don't ruin it for a child. Exactly.
You realize that God and Santa.
This guy has too much free time.
Right. The only one that feels the Easter Bunny. So I'd probably start worshiping him. Most people have no idea that he's streaming during these interactions, and when one teenager found out, kindly asked to not be posted online. He angrily rants and calls him weird and posts it anyways, which it's, once again, why? He got banned indefinitely on Twitch after telling a Muslim child, and I quote, if you were to die in your sins today, you'd be sentenced to hell.
Oh my God. If you were to die in your sins today, you will be sentenced to hell. You said to
a Muslim child. It's, once again, why? He got banned indefinitely on Twitch after telling a Muslim child, and I quote, if you were to die in your sins today, you'd be sentenced to hell.
Nah, you need to go to hell for that, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit. Dude, this guy has such a boner for God. Jesus Christ. Like, you can't. There's a fine line that I need to, like, tread here because this is religion. The only thing I can confidently say is if somebody's religion is different than yours, just let them be. It's not your job to convince other people. Just go about your business. They'll go about theirs. I don't think anybody, or at least the majority of people in the world, choose to believe in a religion so they can weaponize it against other people. I don't think so. I think the average person that you see in like your local Walmart who does go to church, they just go to church for, they just go to church for themselves. They're not trying to argue with you. Just keep that shit to yourself. What the fuck is this guy's problem?
Hell.
Is he wrong though?
We don't know. And see, that's why I believe in the good man. That's why I tell every child that. You realize that if you die right now, you're gonna go to hell, right?
Yeah, are you baptized?
Yeah, specifically Muslim children. I don't even ask their beliefs. You're going to hell when you die. Thank you, Dr. Witnesser, you rule.
You think people should just get baptized just in case, even if you don't believe? Or does that not, is that a cheat code?
I don't think so, man. And we see that a lot with like the Mormon wives and stuff like that, where it's like you try to like, well, the Bible says this, but it doesn't.
Oh my
say
God,
that. Think,
I
like,
fucking hated that trend so much.
It?
Dude, it was a trend where I think this was also a scam. Some people were trying to run a fucking scam with this. They were pretending to have a baby that was sick and they would dance in the hospital room begging for money. Oh my God.
You try to like, well, the Bible says this, but it doesn't say that. You think like an omnipotent God is going to be like, how did you skirt around that?
I just stuck it in and my friend was jumping on the bed.
Exactly. I put it in. I didn't know it was going to slide in so easily. Okay, technically, that is okay. The God I like to believe in, he's like a fucking like storm cloud. You think he has like a human body? People always like ask like he's like gonna shake my hand and shit. No, he's gonna be a fucking storm cloud that's just like, I want you to repent.
I think we're just kind of like a mole on like God's back.
In your ideation of the world, God is a human man, probably like an overweight Italian guy, or a mole on his back.
Yeah, like our universe is just a tiny mole on his back.
Really puts things in perspective, doesn't
Dad
it?
bod final boss.
Small. We're this big of a mole on God's big hairy Italian back. Mamma mia. For a time, he claimed he would sue Twitch over this, but that doesn't seem to have happened. He's transitioned to other platforms, but he didn't make any waves until a particularly ridiculous stunt. On February 7th of this year, of our Lord's year, 2026, he'd randomly tweeted that he'd been in a horrible accident so bad that
I was involved in a horrible accident today. I don't know if I'll be scarred forever or not, but I will persevere and continue to bring the gospel to children of Fortnite. Oh my God. Dude, we are tossing oil into the fire and wondering why it burns. Please don't make fun of my appearance on Monday's stream. Together we will get through this and hope there is a way to return to some semblance of a normal life. I'll see you then. Sad face emoji. much you want to bet he went to Kick? I think this guy went to YouTube. It's Kick or YouTube for sure.
He'd possibly be disfigured for life. People were genuinely worrying and praying for him, not knowing that this was all complete and utter bullshit, right? But it's okay. Dude, I can white
Oh, it was a marketing stunt?
Nick. All right? Muslim boy, you're going to hell. I got in a horrible accident, though. God is gonna love this. He'd fire up this next stream to reveal that he seemingly stole the Burnt Peanuts 3D model to use it his own, but with Bible in hand.
How are you going to sit here and post something on Instagram and act like all injured and a stupid filter? Well, it's not a filter. I woke up like this. I fell asleep watching the Bugulator. I woke up like this. I don't know what happened.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny joke? It isn't. It definitely isn't rage bait to get you to click on the thing. Sympathy bait. No. Guys, it's a fucking bit. Come on. Oh my God.
Social awareness of a rock.
Off, man. Fucking JC loves this shit. Hey, yo, JC.
What up?
Dude, I hope Jesus sounds like that. Yo, man. What the fuck is that? Does nothing but listen to Will Smith. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Get over with it. Ooh, do it to him. I love that. Would be fucking sick. Yo, JC, that shit's lit. He's up here. He's like so short. He's like handling comes up here. What's up, man? You remember? After starting as a singular joke stream that he claimed would not be a rebrand, he almost immediately changed his mind and leaned all the way into it. He soon updated.
God damn, this guy fell off. Did you see that? 13K, 13K, 11K, 11K, 13, 7, 7,000, 9,000, 6,000, bro. The first, as you go up, the views are going down.
His mind and leaned all the way into it. He soon updated the model to resemble a cowboy, occasionally accompanied by an accent, and would constantly break the third wall to try and explain the terrible lore of this character and justify why it's okay to basically rip the entire idea, to the point where he was even admitting that he plans on stealing his mannerisms as well.
People like, well, you're copying his mannerisms. Yes, that's part of the storyline. That's part of the storyline. I am turned into a peanut, so I'm going to copy some of the Peanut's mannerisms because that's part of what being a Bungulator is. And
I don't... Dude ruined Santa Claus. He deserved it. I feel like people like him didn't get their ass whooped enough growing up. I feel like maybe this guy got sheltered too much by mommy. You know what I mean? It's like he gets bullied at school because bro was actually being weird. Runs to mommy and mommy's like, it's okay, sweetie, like they don't understand you. And he feels like he is justified because mommy is telling him when he's like 6 years old or whatever. And now this guy's like what, 30 or something? Like, I'm not gonna lie, this guy looks 30 plus, and this guy's like, yeah, I'm just gonna blatantly admit that I'm gonna rip off another big streamer, his model, his mannerisms, and his lore, and people are gonna be okay with it because it's just a bit, guys. There's a difference between taking inspiration from a big streamer and then using it to improve your stream versus just hitting Control C and the Control V. I don't think any bungler is gonna straight up be like, yo, we should copy him and start preaching the Bible to minors and babies on Fortnite because that is what the Lord wants. Dude, honestly, God probably turns his head away every time he has to look at you.
My story.
Not only is he taking from the Burnt Peanut, but he
and I ran out of water
about him and tries to set up some collab so he can milk more views from him. And also, it's a great way where it's also trying to justify the actions. Well, he streamed with me, so it's fine.
So he's just trying to confuse people, right?
It's like when companies they will make a product that looks exactly like something else, so people will mistakenly buy that thing instead of the actual thing.
Because he'd be like, oh, that's the Burnt Peanut.
Yeah. He did, however, add a new creative spin to the character that he can be 100% credited for, and it's that the model farts. In fact, he made a Twitch channel point reward that rings out endlessly alongside a green gas cloud from behind him. That's awesome. Yes. That is actually fucking sick. That's really funny. Yo, you watch The Faithful Sheriff 2? That shit's tight, man. The Faithful Sheriff, this farting.
Why did bro tie the noose so well?
fire, baby, as he lets it rip constantly in the middle of talking to children. It's so freaking funny. You ever see a guy like fart in a video and there's always one comment that's always just like, seriously, what's funnier than farts?
It's the universal joke.
It's a universal joke.
Everybody can laugh at it.
As more people grind out content criticizing him and his reputation gets worse and worse, he has only tried harder to justify his routine of content.
Sure, let's just call anyone that talks to kids in Fortnite a pedophile. You realize that there's nothing illegal or creepy about that, right? I mean, Ninja, Courage, JD, Tim the Tapman all have said vile things to kids in Fortnite before, and none of y'all complained then. I asked a kid about Jesus and you all drew the line there. Pretty pathetic if you ask me. Let's bully, make fun of, and curse at the kid in Fortnite and all laugh, but don't you dare tell them God loves them or teach them lying is wrong or any other good moral value for the word of God. All of you calling me a pedophile for doing that are literally sick moral degenerates that are the reason why society is what the reason why society is the way it is today. Seek help. Honestly, feels like y'all are projecting, brother. The reason why other streamers like Ninja, Courage, and Tim can talk to kids in Fortnite is because they're literally just trying to have a good time and win the game, bro. You're literally trying to gaslight these kids into believing God when they're like 6 years old. You're not just being creepy, you are gaslighting children to make money. But you're saying that you're doing it for the name of God, bro. If you are literally only doing this for money, and you are using God as an excuse to do that. That is genuinely some pathetic ass shit. You are not the parent. You should not be talking to children about religion unless you have the parents' consent. It's a weird conversation. That's like me walking up to a random stranger in like a cafe and being like, you want to talk about politics real quick? What are your thoughts on Trump? What are your thoughts on immigrants, actually? So, racism. You fuck with it? No, dude. Like, bro, like, you don't do that. Like, there are certain things in life you just don't do because it is just, you know, the rule. You know what I mean? It's like the unspoken rule. And ding, ding, ding. You need some social awareness to realize those things are there. Because I'm gonna be honest, dude, if you need somebody to tell you something so basic as to don't gaslight kids about religion in Fortnite, I think you need to get help. What are your thoughts on the RFK Jr. cutting off a raccoon deck on the side of the road? Dude, I saw that shit. That shit is wild.
Constantly talking to children.
Only God knows what he did with that.
It's okay to talk to him to make himself feel better, but he's even been reduced to posting AI Google results about Fortnite's game demographic to prove that it's not entirely a kid's game, which obviously it's not entirely a kid's game, but you do openly talk to children a lot.
If you hear someone's a child, you should just be like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to them for the stream, but it's like, I gotta have that content.
Yeah, exactly. It's a conscious decision that you're making to be like, I'm going to clip this, or I'm going to even.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing it for money, bro.
It's going to get a reaction. It's going to drive traffic to your channel. Just like in the past, he will go out of his way to grind out as much clips as possible to maximize exposure, even when it's completely inappropriate. Like, what am I going to do? Waste the content? Come on. Where's the Muslim kid at? I'm going to hell. Isn't that right, JC? Thanks, JC. You're awesome. Sorry, Muslim kid. Why are you crying? Clips like this lead to him being yet again ruthlessly destroyed online. And what's wild is that the response to the endless memes at this expense are now leading into the realm of legal action. My boys, the Super Mega Boys, would post an edited image of the faithful sheriff's avatar with a realistic cock and balls, saying that he requested it. It's very funny. It's a very, very funny tweet. The faithful sheriff laughed it off at first, but then people started gaslighting him into believing that he genuinely thought that it was his idea. And many even pretended to be Christian parents that were disappointed in him for putting up such heinous sexual content in the presence of children. He started anger posting about how this was all a lie, only for Super Mega to start posting very obviously fake DMs where he supposedly requested that.
Hello, I'm a Christian content creator and part of the Peanutverse. I hear you guys are responsible for the burnt peanut meme where his penis is exposed. Please make a version of that epic meme for the faithful sheriff. Here's a picture of my real penis that you can use. Oh God. Oh.
They make the meme alongside a picture of him.
You should turn this into a clip, bro.
It's for reference. It's so good.
Oh, bro, you want to know? I just realized we just got confirmation that this guy is over 30 years old. Look at his email at outlook.com. This guy is damn near 40.
That's for reference.
Wait, I walked away. What happened? People started gaslighting this guy, saying that he wanted a plushie of his model with like real cock and ball.
He pleaded for people to believe him, even claiming that he will pursue legal action against them for defaming him. In an attempt to prove it, he shows his own DMs and tells people that the IRL image of him that they used is far too small because he weighs 300 pounds.
This is not me. Y'all have seen me. This person probably weighs about 170. I'm 300 pounds. Not proud of it, but that's how much I weigh.
That couldn't be me because I'm a big boy, guys. Obviously. Why are you even indulging
Guys,
in this?
I'm 300 pounds, so my cock has to be at least 8 inches soft.
Now received the cease and desist in the mail. And ironically, this meme was just a copy of a similar meme that they posted on the Burnt Peanut a while back. If the faithful sheriff had just laughed it off and took it in stride, it wouldn't have gotten nearly as many eyes on it. The reason that it got so big is that he's like, oh my god, this is not true.
Oh my god, my feelings got hurt because somebody wanted to crack a joke.
Stinker, dude. The controversies wouldn't stop there. Around this time, the faithful sheriff decided to open up a community Discord, something that is constantly infiltrated by haters and trolls, which also, here's another thing. Community Discord, free open community Discords.
You gotta be careful.
It's like a prison yard. Many are claiming that mods are harassing them and banning them based on their gender identity. Others are claiming that the minors are being exposed to inappropriate content. Because the online space is flooded with people gaslighting him to continue the troll, it's difficult to tell what's real and what isn't. Unfortunately, he can't help himself from responding to tons of what are most likely just jokes at his expense.
What the fuck? This guy posted this. Look. Would you reveal your private parts to the faithful sheriff if it was by God's will that you do so? React for yes, react for no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's nothing else to say. This guy's on a list for sure.
Unfortunately, he can't help himself from responding to tons of what are most likely just jokes at his expense. And that's where we're at with the faithful sheriff. It's been popping up. Mostly it was the super mega thing. Saw the super mega thing, and then you just see, you click on one thing, and then your whole algorithm gets exposed to this bullshit. And it's like, it's the worst version of a copycat person. People like the Brent Rivieras and all the people who copy Mr. Beast and stuff, at the end of the day, they're their own entity. Are they taking things from that content? Yes, of course. Are people that are—
Okay, yeah. You see what I mean? TLDR of this whole video, you can get inspired, but don't gaslight yourself into thinking that copy and pasting somebody else's entire brand identity is inspiration. That's just stealing. You can't just put on a peanut costume as a VTuber and say, hey, so where's my millions of dollars at? Where's my tens of thousands of viewers? That's not how it works.